Get ready, because Banter with Richie B Productions is launching an all-new podcast network. 4 shows, 4 hosts, 1 powerhouse of paranormal and cryptid entertainment all week long. Ghost Cats and Cryptids, joining the Banter with Richie B Podcast Network every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join researcher Jean Tewskbury as she dives into the world of mountain lions, the elusive predators known as ghost cats. Jean also explores cryptids, separating fact from folklore and asking the questions others won't. Kick off your week on Tuesdays with the one and only Wojo, host of Home of the Boom. He's diving deep into the world of cryptids, Bigfoot, and the mysteries that shake the woods. Interviews, investigations, and the loudest boom in the cryptid community. Every Tuesday from 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Fridays get a little darker and a whole lot prettier. Join Sam from Sam's Pretty Paranormal, where makeup meets the macabre. It's Sam After Dark, spooky storytelling, and her fan favorite segment, Cooking for the Dead. Tune in every Friday from 9 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for glam, goosebumps, and all things ghoulish. And every Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the flagship show returns, Banter with Richie B Live, featuring Richie B and Wojo. From updates to investigations to wild discussions, this is the core of the network. Raw, real, and always unpredictable. Spend your Saturday evenings with the duo that started it all. 4 nights of content, 4 incredible hosts, cryptids, ghosts, glam, stories that will keep you on the edge of your seat. This is the Banter with Richie B Podcast Network.
That one is just absolutely beautiful. Hello, everybody. Yay, it worked tonight. Thank you, Sam, so much for getting that all set up for me today. Hey, everybody. Welcome. Glad you can make it to this episode of Ghost Cats and Cryptids at a special time. It's just this week only. Had something going on, so I needed to switch it. I see chat was up and going, and Kurt was number one. Hey, Kurt, how are you? Sam, hey. Then Mary, General Tidbits, hello, how are you? And then we have Denny checking in, and John T, thank you. And then there's, I don't know how to say this, so I'm just going to say, hey, Ram, how are you? So tonight's episode, where it was a special time, Richie had the idea for me to have a guest on to discuss my research, which I don't have a whole lot of people that I do my research with. But when I first started out doing this, I had one person that I called my research partner that went along with me to on expeditions to people's properties to check out the activity they were having and stuff. So without further ado, I would like to welcome my research partner and my husband. Come on in, Stan.
Hey, everybody. How you doing? Not sure what I'm doing here. I'm looking at screens everywhere.
Hey, Previous, how are you? Yeah, I know it gets confusing, but you talk to this one and I'll read this one. How's that?
Okay.
It was great when we were trying to come up with a name for this show, because Sam and I were both like, oh my gosh, I was like, it's a surprise guest, but I told her and we were like, she had an idea, and then I'm like, well, he went looking for adventure, and yeah, he got more than he bargained for, which that means he got stuck with me. Okay. So, oh, look, Sydney's on. Hey, Sid.
Hey, Peanut.
Hi, Popsicle. Mary says, hi, Stan.
Oh.
Sam's like, Stan.
Hey, Sam.
So, so I have to say, I would not be doing any of this without him. He's been a big encouragement towards chasing my dream and following this whole thing, and he puts up with my crazy schemes, and then I always threaten him if he doesn't, that I'll spray him with a cougar pea and send him loose, and he'll be my bait.
So I've been promoted.
Yeah.
From pack mule to assistant.
Oh yes, okay, so he says pack mule. So one of the first expeditions I did, I had talked about, that was in Whitehall, New York, and yes, this is where he got his name. So let me see if I can add this photo to it, because yeah, he was, what is it? Let's see. Look at this number. Oh God, now it's not coming up right. Oh, there we go. I was like, where the hell did it go? It's right there. All right. I think it's this one. I'm not positive, but let's click on, oops. Actually, let's see if I can pull this up. I gave him the name, my pack mule, because that's what he did. He ran around with his big backpack on his back with all of our gear. So, hi, Giovanni. How are you? Yeah, it was one of the things that, yeah, he volunteered to be the pack mule. He would also be my squatch bait, which was awesome. I really appreciated that. So when you went to Whitehall with me, though, since we're discussing my research here, you went because can you let everybody know what your opinion is of all this stuff? Whether
Bigfoot and all that.
Yeah. Go ahead and tell them.
I'm a skeptic. It's not that I don't believe. I want to, but I need more proof, I think, than I've seen. I've seen a lot of different things and heard a lot of things that I can't explain, but that, to me, that doesn't necessarily mean it's this. If it's not this, then it has to be that. So, but
Okay.
yeah, I've heard a lot of strange things in the woods at night, and seen a bunch of things, but
well,
I haven't had that aha moment that a lot of people have where they see him and, oh my God, that's Bigfoot. I'm like, seeing tracks that I can't explain, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that's him. But
yeah, so
things like that.
Yes, he is, Mary. He's an awesome husband. He really, really is. The stuff that he puts up with, and the last minute, like, oh, I've got to drive all the way here, or I've got to do this, and he's like, okay. And it's like, yeah, because he'll be like, let's go. Because when I first started this, like I said, he went on expeditions with me. He also went to people's properties because I was new. Yes, pack mule, live bait. Yeah, I've got another one here that actually, let me see if I can pull it up. It goes with that one. This is when we were in Whitehall. We were actually on Tim's Trail is where the picture was taken. It's a beautiful, beautiful. All right, let's see. This is it. Yeah. Okay, we're right there. So it should be this one here, where you see the backpack that he's all loaded up with because he had all the keys. He's getting ready. He's like, yeah, we got to get all geared up here.
Strap it on.
Now, when you were in Whitehall, though, with me, the second night we were there, we split up. Okay. And you and Jesse had gone into the woods. I had mentioned to them during one of the things when I was going over. Yeah, it is, Giovanni. It's great to be a skeptic. And I'm skeptical too, but there's just been so much that I've seen and stuff that the questions are there, and I can't say that it's not. There's no possibility of it. Hey, dude, how are you?
Yeah, but you've also always been a believer too.
Do you want to? D-Hoot wants to know if you want to have a face-to-face moment. Now you can answer this.
Well, I would love to have a face-to-face moment. That'd be great. I love going out in the woods at night and seeing animals. That's one of the best parts about it. When we went up to Gulf Haggis that time, and I'm 20 feet away from a moose, and it's 1 o'clock in the morning. You didn't even know I was there until we started making noise. Yeah, that was awesome.
Now, like when I said with that second night we were in Whitehall, then we split up into groups, and I got the walkie call that you guys had movement all around you and stuff.
Yes, was that with
Jesse
and Mike, and Kevin was with you? Or was Kevin with us and Mike with you?
Kevin was with me and Mike was with me at the time. Kevin came in after the fact. It was just you and Jesse. But when you were in there though, and because Jesse, you could hear the fear in his voice, and he sounded like he was kind of getting nervous. And
he was very nervous. Yeah,
he was very nervous. Yeah. What did you want to do?
I wanted to see it. I wanted to go towards the noise. Like, if this was poltergeist, I'd be walking to the light.
And what happened when you tried to do that?
They told me to calm down and relax and not to get too excited. I'm like, but I just want to see it.
That's right. So if you hear any noise or if there's anything weird and you're out with Stan, he's just going to take off and go in that direction. That's all he's going to do.
One of these days, you're going to fix me with an air tag, aren't you?
Denny wants to know what you think of those owl sounds at Cobble Mountain.
Those were eye-opening, really, because they did not sound at all like I wasn't walking through the woods going, oh, that's an owl. It was like, what the heck is that noise? It was, I didn't realize birds could sound so much like a mammal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It didn't sound like a bird at all, let alone an owl at night. Giovanni
says, he's had a face-to-face only yards apart daytime. Cool. He said, and time stops, and so did my heart. It felt like.
I bet, yeah.
Hey, Crystal, how are you? Thanks for stopping in. I'm glad, even if you can't stay long, I'm really glad that you stopped in. Thank you very much. So with the with the noise and stuff at Whitehall, and you wanted to go in and check and stuff, and you're being told you can't. How did that make you feel though? I mean, I know that we were on somebody else's expedition and there are rules we have to follow, but I mean,
I was excited about the whole thing. That was my first one. I'd done a lot of walking around at night and seen and heard things, but I hadn't, had any equipment with me. They had all the equipment, the night vision, the recorders, the headlamps, so going out there all geared up, and we were hoping to find something, and we heard some things, like on the recordings. We went back and come to find out that we were having rocks and stuff thrown at us. In the heat of the moment, it was hard to tell what was going on with that,
Yeah, it is. I mean, if you've got all that noise, sometimes
hear it, and
it's hard to decipher what's going on because there's so much going on at the same time.
Grass that goes up to our chin. So
Hi, Jason. How are you?
We could see.
Sam, Lena is our daughter, Sydney. For some reason, she's hiding her identification, but that's that's our daughter.
That's amazing,
yeah. Yeah, I know. It's so funny. But yeah, so when you did that, and stuff, and then we came back. We did do a New Jersey one as well.
Well, later on that night, didn't they find that we had a big? There was a bit of hullabaloo about they caught something. I thought they caught.
That was the last night we were there. That was the last night we were there. Now that night there, okay, because you can explain it, because I was stuck up above with the guys, and you again were down with Jesse and stuff, and you guys were staying down there while they went over the footage to see what was moving and stuff.
Yeah, I was going to check out the place where it was, where they told me it had taken place. Well, they stood up there and started going through the infrared footage on the computer.
No, yeah, we love Jesse. Jesse is a great guy.
Yep.
Jesse is awesome, but Jesse, what did he say to you at the base of that when we're up above?
This big 6'2", 230-pound gym instructor guy with a machete, and I walk up behind him, and he's like, "You got my back, right?" And I got this little dinky buck knife. Like, sure, okay, dude. Yeah. If he lives through you, this little knife's gonna get him. But
no,
I wasn't really worried about being attacked at that point. Like I said, I just go out there to see things. I'm not out there to kill anything or get any trophies or anything like that. I just like being around nature.
We didn't have any luck with a night vision, Denny. No.
That turned out to be. They got really excited over what ended up being just a quick flash of nothing, really.
Yeah, I think it was the fog. It was just the light in the fog is what it ended up being.
Yeah.
But
once we got it back, because we had to get back to the campsite to get the laptop to really check it out. So, and once we did, it turned out to be not so much of nothing.
Oh, was that Ram? Because I didn't understand a thing that was coming out of that one. I didn't understand anything that was typed up. I love that speaking Klingon.
Well, not on purpose, but put it on my resume.
And I'm upset with you, Jason. How dare you brag about the fact that it's 84 degrees in Washington? We're like rainy and freaking chilly here.
Yeah, rainy, 40 and rainy.
Must be nice, mister. So yeah, so when I go and do the research,
that was also your first one too, wasn't
it was my first expedition. I mean,
how was that for you?
I mean, it was good. I thought that the stuff that was happening the first night was good. The second night the third night we were there. No, it was the second night. It was right after that whole thing there. We moved down to the base of that road, and we had gone in, and Jesse was going to do some wood knocks on a tree, and we had to stop because we didn't realize that a week prior in that same spot, somebody had died because they put a cross on the tree with his name on it.
Yeah. And
then I got wrapped up in barbed wire that had come off and was just laying in the field. So that was fun on my leg, but it was neat to have you have the experience, but I felt bad because I knew about the stuff, I knew more about it. And then having you stuck in an area with somebody who's freaking out and you just want to turn your headlamp on and take off.
I was going to let him freak out and go check out things, but I was told not to.
I'll look into that, D-Hoot. Thanks.
But,
A rare black panther sighting a few days ago on a preserve in India.
oh, that's cool.
Thank you. Yeah, I've been focusing mainly on the mountain lion kittens, the mom and the kittens that were caught on a trail cam in Minnesota, because it's the first time supposedly the first time in 100 years. There have been reported sightings, but again, it's like everywhere else, you're seeing other things. But because they actually got the trail cam photo and stuff, it's a big deal because it's proving there is a breeding population in the state, which is awesome. But yeah, so yeah, that was good. It was nice. That was the first time we met Kevin.
Yep.
I got to do a bunch of different stuff with Kevin over the years. We got to see him again when we did the conference that was in Massachusetts, where we got to go hang out with Tim and Eric Vogel for a while. Kevin was there. He also did the last expedition that I did with the Vogels in 2019 and stuff. Kevin was a great guy, but he had this weird sixth sense. He knew when something was going on. It was like literally when he pulled up and you guys were having that stuff, he got out of his car, he comes running over to me and he was like, just stay calm. You're calm, right? Don't freak out. It's all going to be okay. Stay calm. And I was like looking at him like, you're crazy, man. He was just trying to make sure I was calm. I had no idea. He had this really sixth sense about him. Hey, Dominic. I think I'm saying that right. How are you? Quick question. What month do you have the most activity? Oh, that's hard to say. It's really hard to say.
You mean around here?
I'm thinking around here, the most activity I've seen for me was when I did the stuff up north there with Mr. Seeger and that that month's time there. I mean, I found several different size tracks and stuff and different things. So that was more spring, late spring, early summer.
I would think spring would be around here would be just because they're moving, following the food source.
This gentleman sitting next to me is my research partner, because Richie said that I needed a guest on that would discuss my research with me. But he is also my husband. That's why the episode was, he was looking for adventure and got more than he bargained for, because he stuck with me, the crazy cat lady.
Went camping and came back married.
No, we were married way before that, but yeah. So we also have done, you've done with me the stuff with Mr. Seeger, but with the first one that we did, I actually showed the photos from that was the one in Lymington with a couple that had the tracks in the snow, but we had to wait and go up on Easter because of the fact that there was still 3 feet of snow and we couldn't get out back to the area because we had such a bad winter that winter. And
that's when we went to those fields. Mr. Seeger took us to.
No, not Mr. Seeger. This was in Lymington. Remember with the airport?
Oh yes,
the other couple was the first one and stuff there. Because we were checking everything out. Oh, nice. Yes, the adventurous crazy cat lady. Well, I've got probably a few other names too, but I'll stick with that one because that's probably the nicest. And no adding to it.
Just being good.
Yeah. But when we were talking to them and stuff there, because the gentleman was like you. He was like, I'm not into all this. My wife had to come out and check the stuff out, but he questioned it too, like you did and stuff. And he showed you the pathway and everything, although by that time the snow was gone and stuff. But the area that he was in was a good area. I mean,
it was. It was a great area for something like that. It had a very good ecosystem that could support mammals of that size.
Yeah.
Whether they be big cats or just Bigfoot. It was, and where it was outside away from the city and whatnot, which is, what you want.
I'm just trying to keep up with everything. Make sure I'm not missing anything. These guys are just like, they just start going and then I start missing stuff. Yes, you said it perfect. We have cougar sightings in North. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the thing is you can, and I love that, Dominic, because I actually have some stuff on Ontario with like sightings and stuff too, because, I guess in like the western part there's more of a chance than there is in, the eastern part, whatever, and stuff. But it's and what they have, their opinions are and stuff on it. But these animals, once they get to a certain age, they have to find their own territory, so they're in transit a lot. They move around a lot until they find the area that they want. And you saying that the genetics of the cougar was from North Dakota, it's just like the one from South Dakota that had traveled all the way to Connecticut and got hit in 2011. And then when you have them here, and I was sitting down with my state biologist, and I'm like, they're not all misidentifications and stuff. And he goes, oh, well, they do pass through. Okay, well, they're passing through from somewhere, So it's like, don't say they're not here and then say, well, they're in transit. Well, yeah, they are, but they're looking for territory. Hi, Benno. How are you? Good to see you. Yes, I actually got to do that. Sorry, Sam. I'm a little slow here tonight. I actually got everything going, though. Great. Thanks to you. I love the fact that you had that all set up. That was so nice of you. All right, back to chats because it's going to get going really quick here, and I'm going to lose my spot. There we go. Okay, we're back.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I just put Richie's thing up. I wanted to make sure that I had the captions going because I slacked off on that. Yeah, I'm good. It's still taking me a while. So. Oh, thank you. I'm doing fabulous.
Who's Jackson? He wants me to spend money.
Jackson, Jackson does want you to spend money. Don't you see? Look, see, he got dressed for the show. We have his Jackson shirt on.
Oh, Richie's boy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jack was baby Jack. Yep. So they named the Bigfoot Jackson. Yep. So yeah. I mean,
not a picture.
So he had to dress appropriately for the show. Hi, subatomic curse war. Where? I've got interdimensional brainworms from Bigfoot. Okay. Oh, thank you, Giovanni. So what is your opinion of what I do? Okay.
Well, you do many things. You're gonna have to narrow that down. You mean the Bigfoot research, the big cat research? I know
all of the research.
I think it's great. You got something that interests you and you dive into it and full throttle. You learn as much as you can, whether it be Bigfoot, big cats, or the process by which we were going on the expeditions. As far as getting the material and laying out where we're going, when we're going, how we're getting there, and all that shit. So, I definitely believe in big cats. I'll say that. There's no skepticism there, but and I do believe they're in Maine, especially with all the people we've had that have told us about them, just in our area, people, locals.
Yeah.
How many sightings we had a couple of years back? We had, I don't know, 3 or 4 years back. Seems like there was a sighting from somebody every other day.
Yeah.
In a different area around here.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, there was. I mean, and that's the thing. That's why I try to. That's why I've got that big map too, so I can start mapping stuff out. I also use the I can't remember the geographic maps and stuff of the counties so that I can get stuff, because there's like it's a weird triangle shape from where we live down to like where Cushion is, where I had mine, but then you can head towards Friendship and then back towards town, and it's in like a 10-mile radius, of the thing. But there's been tons of sightings and stuff. But Yeah, I mean, do I, when I do it, am I just randomly doing stuff, or am I, planning and meticulous about how I do it,
Oh, it's very planned out how you do things. Absolutely. You're not just bouncing all over the place at a whim. You know what I mean? If you get a sighting from an area, you look on your map to see if you've got any other sightings from that area in different times, and then you'll go and check it out and see what you can find there and all that stuff. So, how do you feel about your research?
I get nervous sometimes, and I think that I get carried away with what I do because I'm very passionate about it. But I think sometimes passion can be too much,
Yeah.
So I always want to check on stuff. Oh, thank you, Tom, of how knowledgeable you are. And I believe Sasquatch migrate here in Ontario and are not from a family group, but more individuals. See, that's the thing. It's like, it's really hard when it comes to the Sasquatch research because there's certain areas and certain people know what's going on with the things. And you can have like in some areas where it seems like it's a family group of them, but then you can have and halfway across country, it can be completely different. And that's what it's hard with the Sasquatch research. And I think that's why it's great to have like a networking system like we've got going now here with this podcast family and stuff, is because it's to be able to discuss it with others and put in your opinions and your thoughts and what you think, and we can, and to collaborate and stuff. And I mean, that's great because in all honesty, you're there, so more on this subject of them in Ontario than I do and stuff. And it could be, I mean, a lot of people don't think they migrate, but when you're in Ontario, it's a lot colder in times, and you do have to find shelters, and you're going to want to hunker down, probably for the winter. So, and there are no winter sightings. See, that's what I mean. So they're going to do what they can to just, kind of hunker down or move away to an area that, they can hunker down to and stuff. See, I love this. I love this communication. So now my favorite part, though, and I did say this, and Giovanni laughed the first time I said that, when we went to meet Mr. Seeger, Chuck Seeger, God rest his soul, wonderful, wonderful man. And we pulled into his driveway. What was the first thing out of your mouth?
Who knows? I say lots of weird shit. I mean, stuff.
We pulled into a trailer park. What did you say?
I don't remember what I honestly don't.
Oh yeah, now he's gonna play dumb. We have some.
I'm not playing, babe. This is me.
Some people have some strictly familiar people, and then or love having people around on the other end. Yeah, there you go, Kurt. When we pulled in, you looked at me and you went, "This is going to be quick," because he lived in a trailer park.
Yeah. Yeah. Mainly because I was a kid once upon a time I lived in a trailer park way back, and that's what we used to do, was get kicked out of the house, go play outside, and we'd go out and play in the woods where we were at the time. And we'd do all kinds of dumb things. We'd tie trees in a knot and see if they would grow all twisted and weird, like movies we'd seen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was expecting when we went in the woods. Figuring, okay, that's all that's going to be. It's just a bunch of kids playing games. But
yeah,
not what we found.
So what did we find?
Well, there was a few structures out in the woods there that we found. Then down by in the swampy-ish areas, there was there were some tracks.
Yeah, there were some. There were some there, but my favorite part. Do you remember when
trees that were broke off were weird?
Yeah, but do you remember the trees that were broke off and then set directly beside the base of it? They were snapped and then just placed right beside, so they were like in the ground right beside it. So you got like, it broke off and then it was standing, like, so you've got like the part that was broke and then the tree beside it. But also when we first went in and I look up and you're looking at me like I'm crazy, but you've got that tree that tree that was twisted and twisted, and then it was like woven into the other trees, but there was no broken, there was no stump, no nothing where anything had fallen. It was kind of like placed up there, and it was a good 6-7 feet up there.
That one was odd, where it was broke off just there with nothing anywhere nearby for it to attach to that we could see. That was very strange. What was it that how did you go from Bigfoot research to big cats?
You already know how I went.
I do, but that don't mean they do.
They do, because we've discussed this, because I had my juvenile sighting in Cushing where I almost ran one over with a car. And I get tired of people telling me, oh my gosh, you almost hit a bobcat, because no, I did not. I know the difference between a bobcat. Actually, I thought I was going to hit a leopard. So I know it wasn't bobcat because I was swearing up and down I was going to hit a little leopard. But we don't have leopards in Maine.
We do have bobcats.
Yeah. See, Giovanni goes, I remember you sharing this with us. Yep.
All right, cool.
Yeah, the twisted tree would be something with hands.
Am I skeptical about the trees? I don't know if I would say that I was skeptical about them. I could not come up with a reason as to how they happened. Kids can only reach up. A kid can't reach up 12 feet in the air and break something off.
And we were in there with Mr. Seeger that first time, and he was showing us stuff, and we were telling him that some of the stuff he was seeing was actual like storm damage.
Yeah.
Because some of it was storm damage, but there was some of it that was not storm damage, because that was one thing we did say to him. Love Chuck right to pieces, and he did finally understand what I was saying. Is he had been told he was crazy for so long on the subject of because he had sightings of his own and he knew what he saw, but he kept telling him no, this isn't it, that's not what you're seeing, you're crazy, yada yada yada. So he had what I call Bigfoot on the brain. Everything that he saw was related to Bigfoot, and I did break him of that. We did have a lot of experiences, and he finally was like, oh, okay, yeah, you're right. But he actually did thank me for at least listening to him, because he was so tired of people saying that.
Yeah, dismissing him out of hand just because.
Yes, Sydney, we did. He told him about the moose that walked right up on him. He was, was actually just.
Well, you and your mother were hiding in the woods. Yeah.
Excuse me, but if it's a male moose, it can trample your ass and not ours.
It's a female moose.
We didn't know at the time. And you said it was a deer, and I said, that's not a deer.
Yeah, it was a big deer.
When we were doing the night vision that night.
Big boned for a deer.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. You get the husband and wife bickering. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I thought that was a pretty cool experience.
Yeah, that was. I mean, because we went up and we decided we would go on a kind of a family outing, solo expedition, and we went up to northern Maine. We got a campsite, and when I signed up for it, they were like, what do you want? And I said, I want the backwoods. No, I don't want anything. I just want it to be roughing it. And they were like, oh, we got the perfect place for it. And they sent us God knows how far in. But once we set up camp, we went around and we checked out the areas and stuff. And we found a nice utility trail that we went up. And that's when the moose came out and stuff. Yeah.
I found bones all over the place up there.
Yeah, I got a bone. I still got the bones. Yep. That's my thing. Is I gotta take the bones. And that's right, Benno. Yeah, discussing things allows more objectivity about what we're actually seeing.
Yeah, I think it's easy to get focused in on, if you're thinking Bigfoot, you tend to put blinders on. Maybe we try to so that we know that there are potentially other explanations for this, even though it could be what we think it is. It could also be this, and we try to narrow it down so that the more we eliminate, the
Wojo wants to know who the handsome feller is.
boom. Mojo.
Oh, that's freaking awesome.
Wojo.
Yeah, Wojo's in the house.
Cool.
All right, there we go. Let's get Wojo's up there.
Home of the boom.
Oh crap, didn't do it. All right, I'll go back to chats.
Yep.
There we go. Oh, chats went away.
Oh,
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know. I'm just sitting there.
You're just sitting there. I'm screwing everything up here.
I'm not touching anything. I will probably get blamed for it, but I am not touching anything.
It's his fault. He did it. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Just hit save. I don't want to change anything.
But yeah, I would say New York was probably our best expedition.
I think New York.
New Jersey, I think, where we went, I don't know if it was a bad time of the year. Seemed like we were pretty close to some pretty big cities too, so there might have been some.
It was a lot of
ambient
forested
background.
area,
Yeah,
and stuff. But yeah,
Whitehall was just.
Yeah, baby, boom.
Boom.
Yeah, I agree. That New Jersey was kind of a bust, but I think Whitehall was the best one for out of state. But I do think that one that I did, you came at the end of the one that I did with Mr. Seeger,
yeah, yep,
and stuff.
And well, that was another one that was surprisingly active, being that close to people, to civilization.
Yeah,
you know, typically you think. I think Bigfoot. I think trees, woods, big areas, not places where, you know, trees this way turn around and there's a big city right behind you, you know.
Oh yeah. What the hell? I don't know. I was going to try to find a picture, but I can't find it now. So the heck with it. I'm just going to put it away. We're talking. We're having fun. Woohoo. Yeah. Yeah. Hey. But yeah, I always like to, you know, just now I'm more comfortable doing stuff. I mean, I've done quite a few things, you know, investigations and stuff on my own.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like the fact that I know that if it's something that I'm not really sure of and stuff, I can say, hey, you want to go with me and, you know, check this area out. And I know that you'll jump right on it. I think the hardest part for me at the beginning of it was, not that I didn't want you to go along, but boy, did I get tired of all the crap with, well, my former boss and a bunch of other people going, you can't go alone. You don't know these people. Well, on an expedition, yeah, out of state. No, I'm not going by myself. You're going with me. But if I'm investigating, you know, a property or stuff, I'm not an idiot. And I got tired of, like, I kept feeling like that's what, you know.
Yeah, I don't know if they watch too many episodes of Criminal Minds or what the deal is.
I
understand the whole going out of state, but as long as somebody knows where you're going, when you plan on coming back, you know, got a phone they can touch, it's not that big a deal. And if you're ever nervous about doing it, I'd just go with you. Just that simple.
The ones in Maryland, I mean, that venture in would be from any of the other states. I mean, the state, you know, east, north, you know, west, it doesn't, because the way that I say, if they're here and they're moving around, you know, then and stuff, it's like they can come from any general direction. If you ever look up the one that got hit in Connecticut, I mean, it was a year and a half from South Dakota to Connecticut when it got hit. Okay. And the map, because they collected DNA, like scat and different stuff it had left around. That thing went like up, down, over, across, back, over here, down this way. I mean, it's like a zigzag pattern. So, you know, that thing went around areas, you know, several different times into new areas that never came back to. I mean, they don't have like a general way that they go, you know.
Do they generally follow the food source? You know what I mean? Would that make sense for that?
It would make
to
sense.
follow
It
wherever
would
food
make
happens to
sense
be
in-
at that particular time.
Yeah, it would make sense for that as until they got to their territory, and of course their territory would always have a food and water supply, but on
Right,
their
yeah.
way, yeah, they're going to want to be able to eat. So
Yeah.
but they can eat anything from grouse to
Right.
field mice to deer, and even porcupines.
Ooh, that's some tough chewing. It's like eating toothpicks.
Have you ever felt threatened in certain areas?
By my wife, yes. In the woods, not really. I have been nervous. I wouldn't say I felt threatened, but I've been nervous. You start hearing noises, you don't know what they are. You're like, okay, what is that? Where's it coming from? But I grew up in this area, and I used to go outside in the woods at night all the time. So I was never really. It's been a long time since I've been scared of the woods. I can't say I was never scared. Early on, I was, just because you don't know. You going out in the woods the first couple of times at night by yourself, you're thinking everything you ever saw in every movie you ever watched starts running through your mind, every noise. So, but once you get used to the normal background noises and stuff, it's pretty good. I like it. I enjoy it. I love night hiking. I'm hoping one of these days, and people think I'm a little touched in the head for it, but I would love to see a bear face to face. I mean, not like this close to my face, but I would like to be able to, like that moose, if he's 20, 30 feet away, I'm cool with that.
Yeah. Well, that's what
awesome.
I always thought was funny when you did do the expeditions, because you would turn your headlamp off, and you wouldn't even have it. You and then nobody knew where you was and stuff, and you got yelled at and yelled at and yelled at several times for like, hey, you can't do that. You got to stay with a group.
Where'd you go? Heard that a few times.
Yeah, but then the night when we were at Cobble Mountain and you were with Richie and Denny.
Yep.
Okay, and Richie went to say something to you, and you're just like full bore, and Richie was like, "Woohoo! I love this," because he's not used to it with people that he hasn't done the stuff with.
Right.
But you're also one that's like, "Hey, I have freedom. I can take right off. I don't have to wait." Hey, Tim, how are you? Tim.
Hey, Tim.
Yeah, so I mean, it was kind of a win-win situation,
Yeah, I love being out in the woods. You never know what you're going to hear or see.
Yeah.
Whether it be in the daytime or at night. But
yeah. And you'll be going to Charming Fair with me.
Yep, that's coming up June, did you say? Is that what that is?
What's that?
June? July?
It's June.
June.
Yeah.
Okay, so I thought it was June.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Stan, oh my God, I think of the movie Reverend, the massive grizzly bear attack. Oh my God, it scared the hell out of me.
Yeah. A grizzly bear probably would scare the hell out of me. I ran
Well, that was
standing
funny.
up and roaring. Yeah.
When Lucy and I were out
before.
last Friday there and stuff, because I was videoing a few things that we were doing and stuff, and she was like, what if we run across the bear? And I was like, well, and she goes, well, I know, I got to be loud and I got to make myself big. And so, but then she was like, I'm not worried about black bear. They're skittish. She goes, it's the grizzly I'm worried about. And I'm like, we don't have grizzlies in this area, but the kid's worried about a grizzly bear. I was like,
yeah, well, black bears can be pretty mean too. We had one just out back here at Billy's house.
Yeah.
He killed his piglets.
Well, that's because it was hungry. It wasn't mean.
I know it wasn't mean. No animals are inherently mean. If they're coming after you, they're either protected.
No, we do not have
something.
grizzlies in Maine.
Protecting something,
No.
or they're hungry. No, we got black bears. Might have maybe brown bears.
No, we just have the black
I know
bears.
we have black bears, and they're a lot smaller.
Yeah.
Still haven't. Well, other than in a zoo, I haven't seen one. I want to see one live.
I have seen a grizzly live. Actually it was a Kodiak. Sorry, so it's actually bigger. Kodiak's.
Kodiak's bigger.
Yeah. I actually have a picture because they had a hunting show back in Augusta when Mom was alive, and we went out, and oh my God, he was massive, just this big freaking fluff ball laying there and stuff. But he was used in movies and stuff. So, you weren't allowed to touch him. Yeah, black bears can, but most of the time, if you make noise, they run and hide. Unless you're an idiot like a friend of ours who decided to go out doing this stuff at night and stepped on one, sprays the bear mace with a group of people, and they got it in their eyes instead of getting the bear. And the bear ran off screaming anyway, so because they made so much noise.
It's probably laughing so hard. stupid humans sprayed themselves with the pepper
I know. I couldn't believe that. I'm like, really? You carry bear mace, you step on a black bear, and you shoot yourselves in the face. And they're screaming bloody murder because bear mace is worse than regular mace.
Yeah, no, we don't have grizzlies. I know that.
No, we don't have grizzlies. We've got moose, we've got deer, we've got coyotes, we've got the black bears. We have, I do think we have wolves too, even though they say they're not here in northern Maine. I do believe so. Yeah, along with the mountain lions that they say aren't here. We've got lynxes. Yeah, yes, that's Kurt. That's exactly what I was doing when I found out that happened, because I'm like, how stupid can you be? Yeah, it's mama taking care of babies is when I worry the most about black bears. That's the only time I worry about black bears, because if she doesn't have babies, she's gonna run too most of the time. That's why I make sure I know when you're bigfooting at night, you're supposed to be quiet, which I will whisper and stuff, but I do try when I'm out in the day, because it doesn't matter. Bears will roam either way.
Yeah, they're not necessarily just a nocturnal animal.
Yeah, Mary, I'll have to find that picture. I cannot remember the name of that bear, but oh my God, he was absolutely beautiful. I love all the movies with Bart the Bear in it too. The Edge and The Bear and
Is that the one that was
Great
in,
Outdoors?
Great Outdoors?
Yes, Great Outdoors was Bart the Bear. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Hey, secret squirrel. I don't get that. I don't know what you're talking about.
Shh, it's a secret.
It's a secret. It's a secret. Shh. So I'm supposed to be talking to him and he's interviewing me. See how this works?
I'm an introvert, by the way, in case you didn't know. I'm typically just am the quiet guy in the corner around all the stuff I get to love. But yeah, so here I am talking about nothing. So what else did you have on your thing, on your slate?
His name is Blazer. Okay.
Stan the Bear. That's a good name for a bear.
Oh, Wojo said he saw his first bear at the Cobble Mountain Critter Festival running through the field.
Oh, cool.
Damn you didn't tell us. You guys were also there earlier than we were on that too.
Yep.
We're going to get there early for Charming Fair because Richie wants to do a live where it's his birthday and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That Friday.
Like this kind of thing?
Well, we're going to be in the woods doing it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Like we were last time when we had the rock thrown in the pond, and that's when they got, what the hell?
Yeah, and that was like perfect timing. It was weird how the guy had the phone. He was just trying to figure out the phone and randomly, accidentally got the rock hitting in the water. So that was pretty cool how that happened.
Yeah, BDA, that was great because he was doing the live. Richie was doing his live, but Andy was recording too. And yeah, we were doing the pond because we had been to another one that was even, I thought that one was absolutely gorgeous. We got this last one and I'm like, damn, I really wish I brought my phone with me. And Wojo's like, oh, I'll take a picture of you by the pond. And I'm like, no, you can just take a picture of the pond. I don't need to be in it. Wojo's like, no, get in the picture. And I was chewing him out for doing that. And as just as soon as I turned around to look and go, you could have just taken a picture of the pond, the rock hit and the splash.
Yep. Yeah, I'm looking forward to
oh wow, the black bears up wow, they are giants. Yeah, they're not that big here.
Pounds.
That is a big. Are you sure that's a black bear? No, just saying.
They're pretty heavy.
Wow.
They are pretty heavy. You know.
I'm sorry, then we got runts here in Maine. The moose are huge, but
I bet they're still 300-400 pounds.
Wow.
Even the bears of Maine. They are pretty stocky for just because they're short doesn't mean they don't weigh a lot.
Oh, I know. They're roly-poly-olies.
Nowhere near as cute as pandas, though.
Yeah.
Nowhere near.
I like watching the pandas videos where they curl up in a ball and just roll down the hill. I think that's funny. All right. See,
Anyway,
Squirrel, ADD.
Off track.
My ADD is working. Yeah, so I'm gonna get ready to probably end this unless anybody has any more questions for Stan. Yeah, the ticks do.
Yeah,
The ticks are awful in the woods. I
Yes.
end up spraying my clothes with it's called permethrin. I get it at Walmart, but you have to actually spray your clothes outside and let them dry in the sun because it's not good to wear them until the stuff's dried in. And then even using that, I still use deep woods off. I'll probably end up with 2 or 3 ticks. This guy here thinks that he's great and doesn't need anything, and then I'm pulling 25 ticks off of him, freaking out. And he's like, well, I don't see why you're freaking out. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, I always spray the clothes because I like that permethrin because it will last up to 8 washes.
Something like that.
Yeah, it
I
lasts
thought
a
it was
while.
like 40 days, wasn't it? If you don't.
Yeah, it's 40 days or 8 washes and stuff.
Okay.
Oh, hey, that's cool, John. Yeah, I've only seen a couple bears in my lifetime here. Yeah, I hate ticks. There is no use for ticks, okay?
Yeah.
They always say that, like, I don't like spiders, but they're like, oh, well, spiders take care of the insect problem. Okay, yeah, I get that. I still don't like spiders, but there is no purpose for ticks whatsoever. There was no need to create ticks because they have no purpose but to torment us.
But yeah, if you go out in the woods, especially this time of year, I highly recommend when you come back in a tick check.
Yeah, I take a lint brush.
A thorough tick check.
They have lint brushes that are for pets that are extra sticky. I take a tick brush with me, a lint brush, and I rub it on because it'll collect the ticks off of you too. It's a great way to make sure that you don't have it on you.
See, I'm awesome.
Kurt, have you been drinking? So I want to let everybody know the show is going to be back on next week at 6.
They are spawns of Satan.
Yes, they are. I agree, Sam.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think that's what I have too, but I call it because it's got permethrin in it, but it is Sawyer's. It's a yellow and black bottle, isn't it, Wojo? Yeah, me too.
Yep.
I use that as backup. I still use the other stuff, and then when I get out in the woods, I spray the deep woods off. And Kurt's laughing now because I asked if he was drinking. So next Sunday, my show will be back on at its regular time at 6 p.m. It's Mother's Day, but I'm still going to have a show. I'm going to do the show on one of my favorite topics. When I started doing this research with the mountain lion sightings in Maine, I was told that I should probably, Night Dehu, thanks for being here, that I should probably try to get with some groups and stuff because you get a lot of hate when you discuss bringing these discussing these big cats and the possibility of them being here or them, they do talk about reintroducing them. So I started, I became a member of the Mountain Lion Foundation. I checked into other organizations, but I started doing a lot of research on the topic, and I found the most wonderful cat in the world, P22. And I have been obsessed. Sadly, 8 months after I discovered him, he ended up being euthanized, but his story is amazing. It's absolutely wonderful. And I want to share some of that stuff with you. And just why I really love these big cats. And he is one of the reasons, and he can teach from his story alone that we can coexist. So until next Sunday, I appreciate everybody being here. Thank you, Mary. Oh, Tyler, where the heck have you been? Remember to check out Wojo Show Tuesday night. Richie is taking a little bit of a hiatus, but Sam will be on with Sam's Pretty Paranormal. Friday night with some, I don't know if she's doing spooky stuff. I don't know what she's going to be doing. So it'll be a surprise, because last Friday's show, if you missed it, you need to go check it out, because that DIY for FX makeup was amazing. And I'm going to do that because it's a heck of a lot easier than the liquid latex I've been using to do horror.
Yeah, that's kind of a pain in the butt.
Yeah, it was great.
Cool effects, but it was a pain in the butt to work with.
You can't get your man on camera. Yeah, he doesn't really, he was kind of like, and this will probably be one of the last times you see him. Like I said, he'll be at Charming Fair Farms, and the only time you'll see him is in the background and stuff.
Liking stuff.
Yeah, liking stuff. So I want to thank everybody again so much for joining me, especially where it was a later time than usual. And I look forward to next week's show. And remember, in life and in research, sometimes you just got to say, what the hell?
What the hell, man?
Good night.
Good night, everybody. Thank you for having me.